If you're still waiting for a massive real estate crash to finally buy an investment property in the Treasure Valley, you're missing the boat entirely. The regular appreciation we're experiencing across the market is driven by real population growth and tight inventory. Sitting on the sidelines, clinging to cash, it's costing you real wealth. I'm Spencer, and it's time to look at the actual numbers. Welcome back to the channel. This is the place where wealth building meets lifestyle design. When we talk about approachable investing in places like Boise and Meridian, Eagle, around the Treasure Valley, we're talking about acquiring high-quality assets that attract premium tenants, low maintenance costs, and consistent long-term equity. It's about investing in properties you'll actually be proud to own. So you hear it all the time. I did it when I was a little kid. Infomercials, quick cash in real estate. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people that do quick flips here in the Valley, but you have to ask yourself, what is your plan? What is your goal? Real estate can be a long-term wealth building opportunity. So that's why finding the right type of opportunities is very important in the Treasure Valley, which I can do in very unique ways. So from finding a house on some acreage or finding a house that has room for an ADU and doing forced appreciation, there's so many different ways that you can be dynamic in the way that you're investing, especially here in the Valley. Now, I hear this all the time. Spencer, where should I buy a rental property? Well, it depends. What are your goals? And also, are you doing long-term, mid-term, or short-term? There's different opportunities around the way. There's been times where sometimes new construction's great because your closing costs are paid down. Sometimes you might get a preferred interest rate. Sometimes your blinds, refrigerators, all sorts of things can be negotiated. Plus, your cost of a new roof or different maintenance items are not going to happen for many decades because it's a new construction house. So those offer great opportunities versus maybe an existing home, or we get unique with the type of financing that you're going to do. So there is different ways that we can talk about it. It just depends on your risk tolerance, and are you willing to put some of your own money into it or take more risk to get more reward. Another thing that people tend to not think about is location, especially not just where you want to live, but when you're buying specifically an investment property. Quick access to the freeway, good schools, where's your shopping at, where's the industry at. The great thing about the Valley itself is it is pretty tight, so there is lots of good opportunities in various cities. It's just we have to go over those and find out what kind of opportunities are out there, from the new construction to existing and what's out there, and that's what we can help do. I get it all the time too. Spencer, I want cash flow. I want to make $1,000 a month on my property. I want equity gain. I want all these things. We have to realize different markets offer different opportunities. When you come to Boise, a lot of times it's an equity play. To think you're going to make $1,000 a month if you're just going to buy a standard home, it's not always going to be the case. Now, it's a great equity play, but to think that you're not going to have to put 20% down and maybe make $100 a month, especially if you're not managing it yourself, is something that you have to take into consideration. Appreciation and cash flow aren't always mutually exclusive. So it's important to have the conversation about what your goals are and what you're trying to do with your investing. Building a real estate portfolio requires a hyper-local strategy and a plan. An advisor, such as myself, who understands the underlying economics of the Valley and will ask the right questions to put you in the best position. I'm not sure if you're looking to deploy capital this month or just studying the market for a future purchase. If you're open-minded to reviewing what it could look like to own an investment property here in the Valley and what strategic things that we're doing, you have my cell phone number, you have my email, and you have my cell phone number to text me listed in the description below in this video. So please reach out to me directly. Give me your investment criteria, or let me know you're ready to start a low-pressure conversation about your wealth goals. I have another story for you. An out-of-state seller who is hesitant to buy because of interest rates, national panic because of things going on. Remember, when everybody goes left, you want to go right. What I mean by that is we still want to plan. We want to know what your risk tolerance is. But with this particular investor, he was worried about what's going to happen. I can't always control with the magic wand what's going to happen, but I can give you the data and I can show you what can be, a great opportunity. Like, for instance, what are your outs? What does it look like if for some reason your property, couldn't cash flow? What kind of outs? Is it a larger lot? Can you put an ADU on it? Can you split the house into multiple units? Can you go from a long-term to maybe a midterm to gain maybe some nurses or professionals that are coming that you have to put furniture in, or go short-term? You can do an Airbnb style type home. So these are all the different things that I went through with this particular buyer, showed him what needed to happen. As an investor, He ended up buying the property because I gave him the right data, I showed him what was happening, I gave him all the information to make the best decision for him. The other conversation I had with him was the progression of what it looks like in the valley. We used to have 20% equity gains over year. This time, that's not as realistic, so it is a longer-term play. But as a metro city, as a mid-metro city that Boise and the surrounding area is, there's lots of opportunity. It's not a quick flip. Anything in life sometimes takes time to make happen, but I think there's definitely things that we can talk about for not just the long term, but different opportunities inside that property to add additional value to make you the best returns. Smart investing is always about time in the market rather than trying to perfectly time the market. Focus on premium locations, high quality assets, and the numbers will take care of themselves. Remember, it's not an emotional purchase, it's a logical one. We need to look at the numbers, look at different deals to see what makes sense. Thank you so much for watching today and investing your time with me. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and build a real estate portfolio based on true local data, subscribe to the channel now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time.